Check, 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 check. Oop. Check, 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 check. Check, check. Yep.
Check, check, check.
Ryan Stanley won again.
Did he?
Back-to-back national championships. He went over 17-6. 4 inches higher than his record.
17. Who did?
Ryan Stanley.
17-6. I can't even imagine you jumping 17.
They said they don't know what's going on with the printer.
Who doesn't?
Match indoor too. He's amazing.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
Are you free to do that right now?
That's okay with me. Yeah, I gotta do something for Matt, but I'm trying to find Matt too, but I can do that. I'll get it taken care of. I asked for 4 minutes.
I got it on, I don't know where the water's at.
Yeah.
There's
It was in Keegan's office all week, but I don't see any in there, so we might have already blown through it. I don't know.
It was in Keegan's office, you
No,
said?
you're good, you're good.
Last I knew it was, but I didn't see anyone. I just spoke.
I can get something back of it. and send it. One round down for this.
What's that?
The picture says wrong drum or something. It's not the wrong drum.
No, I can fix that.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. You would, oh, I love watching them.
Wiser.
Wiser.
Yeah.
Seven? I don't know if that's seven. Seven of them? Seven? Yes. Good, or should I go or not?
Josie on the far side.
Oh, do we have assigned seats? Okay.
Corbin right here.
I didn't notice that yesterday. Whoa. Should I hair tie? I'll ruin my pretty hair. A little bit wet. This not so wrinkled.
All right, we are joined by head coach Candy Whitaker, Corbin Cunningham, and Josie Weiser of Missouri Western Griffins after their semifinal win in the Women's Basketball Central Regional. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Whitaker and then open the floor for questions. Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you. Just so proud of this bunch and their ability to stick together and handle some adversity, particularly in the first quarter, and come back and just string together play after play after play. We had so many people step up and make big plays and have just great courage to go get it. This time of year, no one's going to give you anything. You got to attack it, and you felt that. Once the ship turned for us, you could feel our team go after it aggressively and got the win. Huge win, and super proud of them.
Questions?
Coach, can you first just start with those first 9 minutes? They were bullying you guys. They
Yep.
were a 14-point lead just like that. Well, what did they do those first 9 minutes, and then how did you guys get back turn that around?
You know, Kearney's tough, and if you don't meet that toughness at the same level, you're gonna get taken advantage of. And we were not very tough to start that game, even though we know that about them. And then I just thought we responded. We brought some people off the bench. I thought Josie was a huge momentum changer, not just because she made shots, but because she brought a level of fight and toughness to her. And then everyone got on board with that.
Josie, when you came in, Jalen made that first three, then you followed, and then you ended up with 15 points. Did you know coming into the game, did coach tell you you're going to play a lot, like you match up really well with Kearney, or what was that like for you coming in and playing?
You can say the truth.
Um,
She didn't know she was going to play,
I didn't
which
know.
is what makes it even that much better, right? Because that's how tough she is mentally. I'll let you answer your question.
No, I didn't know I was gonna play, but when my name gets called, I just try and go out there and help my team out in any way I can, whether it's giving them the fight of mentality and trying to out-tough them. Like Coach mentioned, that a lot of it was the effort and the toughness in the beginning, and I think we just flipped that around with the attitude when we came in.
When you made that first three, did you know, I'm probably going to play
I
some
felt-
basketball today?
I felt pretty good, but I don't know. It's always good to see one go through the net.
Or what Coach just talked about the physicality. Can you just talk about how the tides turned there from the first quarter where you guys were down 14, and then all of a sudden you guys have some energy? Just what was it like being in there and seeing the tides turn?
I think they played a very physical game compared to usually, so I think we were just adjusting to that.
Corpse kind.
You've been here 3 years from a 21 team to last year, which we don't like to talk about, to now you guys are here in the Sweet 16 and one game away from the Elite Eight. Just what are the emotions, the feeling right now?
Feels very good. It's a very good improvement. Just want to keep winning, playing good basketball.
You coach this year overall, feeling that's all the way you guys celebrated, and I know you guys still have more down the line, but just to see where this group is at right now.
Yeah, I mean, we started the year and we thought we were going to be good on paper. We felt like we had recruited well. We felt like our young players had gotten great experience and had worked hard, and we had developed them to get to improve. We knew we were going to have Corb back, which we know what Corb brings. So we felt like we were going to be good, but we had no idea, where this team could go or how good they could become. And so it's been a little bit of a slow trickle. I mean, it happened pretty fast, but we've had bumps along the way, and we've had a lot of growing pains at times, still having a young group. But man, they figured out a lot of things, and they've stayed together, and they really have just been an absolute joy to coach. I mean, not one time have I dealt with anything, playing time, shots, right? None of that, off-court issues, really even class issues. I mean, they're just great young women that come to work every day, support each other, and do a great job representing our university.
We talked about the impact that Melissa made tonight, but it seems from the moment she came on both sides of the ball, getting jump balls, getting strips. I mean, at one point,
She played good.
Yeah, that seemed like maybe the most complete game she's played.
She was awesome. I mean, I thought she played really well last game, and I was a little worried because she played so hard last game, and we asked her to pick up full, and we asked her to play super fast, and we asked her to be our one-man press break, and she did a lot for us last game, and I was a little concerned that fatigue could set in this game, but I just stuck with her. I mean, she made play after play. I thought the jump shot that she took in the fourth quarter was absolute veteran. I mean, just ice in her veins, free throws, dishing the ball to Corb and people that were open, handling the ball down the stretch, and guarding. I mean, Alyssa had to navigate a ton of ball screens today, and she was excellent all the way around. And she needed a sub at one point. She asked for one, so I gave her one. But it was tough to take her out because she plays so hard and does so many great things for us.
Can you also talk about Bree's gameplay today? She had 17, and she played wonderfully yesterday, too.
Both, yes. And so when we came, Bree told me she was going to pack her game this time, and she did. You know what? When Bree is, you can tell when Bree's in a zone, and I felt really good about Bree. Her shot selection, the time that she was in a ball screen with Corb, and she didn't force it over Bacchus, and she saw the mismatch, and Corb scores it, maybe to end the third. I can't remember. But just when Bree's making decisions like that, I think we're going to win.
You talked about just the way everyone's buying into the rules right now. We saw, Jordan, I don't know how many minutes she played tonight, but I know you guys are going to lean on her next game, and just everyone's ability to be ready when their number is called tonight. Just how do you see this team handling it?
I think it's very mature of them. They are really young players, and I think they've stepped up to the challenge that Coach has presented to them.
Josie, you're affected with that. You haven't some games you play more than others, and we haven't seen a whole lot the last couple weeks. But how do you just see everyone buying into the roles right now, and how much is that paying off right now?
I mean, I think, I don't know. Everybody steps up whenever it needs to be, and we have great supporters from the bench, whether it's the starters or the people who are on the bench, always supporting us and just making us be confident in ourselves and in each other. Just boost, I don't know where that was going.
And then, Coach, just now you guys have 2 days to prepare. Are they going to watch the next game? And what's the game plan now?
They keep asking me to watch games. I see these teams getting here like hours early like that. We don't roll like that. But today I'm going to let them watch because we have a day. Yesterday I didn't let them watch, and they really wanted to be here and watch because they love basketball, so they all watched on their laptops in the hotel. But today we'll watch since we have a day to recover and prepare. We'll be ready to roll on Monday evening.
Coach, after the last game, I'm kind of backstep a little bit, but after the last game, what was the confidence levels like going into this game?
I think this group has been playing with confidence for a while. We did not end our regular season with wins, but we were playing great basketball. Going into the conference tournament, that was the message from me, is you're playing great basketball, and that is the most important thing this time of year. We went to the conference tournament. I thought, again, we played great basketball, and our confidence continues to just grow. I think they understand what makes them good. When they execute and play together, they're really good. And we have stayed in that mindset since we've come to Fort Hays.
And can you talk just a little bit about the importance of working the ball in down low for both teams? It was where a good amount of points came from this game.
Yeah, our team hears a lot. Give the ball to Corbin. Corbin doesn't like to talk about herself, but we feel really good about our chances if they want to play 1v1 with Corb. And so we definitely want to go there when we can. And then we want to when we get other people to the rim, whether that's on drives or cuts or other post-ups. So I think we do a great job of getting paint touches and getting the ball inside, whether it's into a post player or into a cutter.
Anything else? Thank you all. Good luck on Monday
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
Congrats on the win.
Now I hope you find where it's from.
I don't know how much many clothes I didn't pack for these children.
So we don't care, huh?
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Brandon, your phone.
I'm coming back.
See, tip-off's like 5:30, right? Or 7:30. And then 7 on Monday. Goes up. Thank you.
Alyssa on the far side, Coach in the middle,
Okay.
and Haley on this side. Try to here today by head coach Carrie Amy of the Nebraska-Kearney Lopers. She's joined by Haley Simmental and Alyssa Backus. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Amy, and then we open the floor for questions. Coach?
Yeah, these are tough ones. Really proud of our team. It's not easy to make a regional tournament, and it's it's a tough road in our league in the MIAA. And I thought that we had a long season of a lot of adversity, and had a couple opportunities to maybe kind of pack it in and in some stretches where we were struggling, and our kids are just too high character, and they just kept battling, and we kind of got some things turned around and made a good late run of the season, and found our way into a regional tournament. So I'm super proud of our kids. I thought we competed really, really hard tonight. I did think, Missouri Western played really well. Give them credit. They shot the ball really well. They had a couple kids come in, role players that made a huge difference in the game. And, that's number 12 and had 15 points, and the little freshman guard, number 4 with 14. I mean, those are really big numbers by kids that made a huge difference in the game. So a lot of credit to them. For us offensively, it just didn't feel like we shot the ball well enough to win the game. We had some looks. Felt like there was a stretch early where we had some really good offensive possessions and were able to hit shots, and then a stretch in the second. We were outscored 21-8 in the second, and that really hurt us. And then, in the fourth, just both of those quarters just felt like we struggled offensively, put a lot of pressure on our defense, and just couldn't get enough stops to be able to win the game. So I thought we competed, like I said, till the very end, but just couldn't get enough stops and couldn't get enough offense generated to be able to score with them, since we weren't getting stops.
Questions?
The players, what was working really well early? I think we got up 20-6. And then from that point on, did they change something or?
At the beginning, we hit a few shots and our offense was flowing really well, like you said. And then I think we just wanted it to keep being easy a little bit, so we they changed their defense a little bit, and we kind of just stayed the same. So those shots that were going in at the beginning weren't going in, and then we had a really tough time finishing around the rim overall. So when the ball's not going in the bucket, it's really hard to stay with someone who's shooting well.
Yeah, I think they gave us a lot of easy shots in that first quarter, and then they just took it away, and we missed some shots that we've made before. Then our offense got pretty stagnant, and we were just kind of watching each other. And credit to Missouri Western for playing good defense on us. But I also think we just missed shots that we've made before, and then we just weren't clicking.
Well, we beat them twice this year, so there's that old saying, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. I mean, they changed a lot tonight, or is it just they made shots and it's people step up?
No, I mean, I think both of us tried to play the way that we've, typically tried to play all season long. Early on, they got caught doubling our forwards a little bit, and Haley hit a couple shots on the kick out off the double teams. And then they kind of stopped doing that and played us a little bit more one-on-one in there. And, so not any huge adjustments by either team, really. I mean, we kind of probably did what they expected us to do, and they did what we expected them to do. Tonight I just feel like they did it a little bit better than we did.
Were you worried at all after watching their last game? What was it like?
Not necessarily. That's just such a different style than we play. That was a track meet, and we're not known to be a track meet kind of team. We're typically known for holding teams in the mid to high 50s and grinding it out. So we knew it was going to be a way different game than yesterday's game. We don't full court press. We don't like to let teams out in transition and those kind of things. So what did concern me about yesterday was the way they're shooting the basketball. they only made 5 threes today, but yesterday they hit a ton of threes. So that was definitely a concern. I think they have some confidence offensively right now. I think they're shooting the ball really well. I thought Corbin did a really good job of establishing herself in the post and was really efficient in there. Not necessarily concerned about yesterday, but I did think they played really well in the MIAA tournament also in their game versus Central Missouri and then also Missouri Southern. So I think Missouri Western's playing really well right now, and it's a good time to be playing really well in the postseason.
For the players, got to take a little step out of conference action last night, play a team from the Northern Sun, then coming back against an MIAA team that you're used to. Kind of compare and contrast. Were there any style differences playing against a team from a different conference last night and then back in the conference tonight, or is it just kind of postseason basketball?
I mean, I guess they run different offenses, but they're different teams. It's just postseason basketball. Whoever you play against, that's who you go to play against. It doesn't really matter if they're in the MIAA or not.
Yeah, they're both extremely good teams. I think yesterday the team is a little more like us, playing us a little bit, and today it's just definitely a different style. But postseason basketball is forget everything in the past and who's playing the best that night. So it's kind of each game is up in the air and who's going to win, who's going to battle, and just today it didn't fall our way.
I think one of the differences between playing a NSIC team and an MIAA team is the familiarity. The MIAA teams, we know each other so well. We've played each other. We've watched, I think I've probably watched every single one of Missouri Western's films on the season. So, we know everything about them, and they know everything about us. And so it's a little bit different that way just because they're able to, take some things away that maybe a team that's not as familiar doesn't take away, things like that. But and that goes both ways. Obviously, we're more familiar with Missouri Western too than we were Duluth, although we played them last year.
Anything else? Thank you all. Congrats on another great season.
Thanks.
Good year, Gary.
Thanks. Just get that water stopped. Just get that water off the roof.
Oh, what?
Let's get that water off the roof.
He went up there,
I was a little panicky when he first got here.